Hello, hello, howdy, hi, welcome. Still not doing a loading screen for art streams because I don't have any BGM and it would just be weird. It'd just be silence and starting soon. I don't know. That's some backroom stuff right there. I'll mention this now with all of the nobody here to hear it. But I've got people coming in to inspect the apartment today at some point, which I feel like happens fucking all the time. And I don't think it's supposed to be happening this often. Like I think this is an anomalous amount of landlords insisting on inspecting my living quarters. But what do I know? How's it going? Pretty alright. How about you, JD? You're so often the first one here. As always, tell me, am I too quiet? Am I too loud? I'm always willing to change the mic settings. This is not my art right here, but this is who we're drawing. This is another picture. Howdy, hello, welcome. This is another picture for a music video that I want to do. It's for Airhead. I mentioned that last time. And so yeah, this is not what I've drawn. This is just who we're drawing. This is the sketch I've already got going on. Here's hoping that Twitch doesn't assume that this is NSFW and like bans me, because I know Twitch can be weird about art sometimes. I never do sketches like this usually, like this kind of with like a rudimentary shading, and such. I don't usually do that. But something kind of just came over me yesterday, and that's how I opted to go about the piece. So yeah, saw Spider-Verse last week. It was really good. I'm sure it is. I'm sure here's my problem with Spider-Verse is that I've already seen so many people being like, "It's amazing, it's amazing," I bet they're right. They were like that with the first one too. But with so many people being like, it's amazing," I sit there and I go, okay, shut up. That's not me telling you to shut up. That's not me telling you to, oh, get over it. I don't want to hear it. No, 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 no. but like, I don't know what it is, but hearing people, like, go on and on and on about how great, a movie is, it just gets it in my head that I'm like, I don't care, and I'm not gonna see it. And then I eventually do, and then, wow, what a surprise. I end up really liking it a lot. But, yeah, I can tell that that's already happening with Spider-Verse, and eventually I am gonna see it, because I did really like the first one. I like Miles, and I want to see his adventure continue, but, yeah, and this is a me problem. No one is in the wrong for being like, this movie was so amazing, I'm going to make a post about it or a video about it or whatever it is. This is me. This is a problem I need to deal with. Any recent game news that caught your interest recently? No. Has there been any info about new games coming out? Oh, is this perhaps um a little hook on a line asking me about Persona? No, I'm not really interested in playing Persona 3 or anything, but that's very exciting for the Persona fans. I'm glad for them. They all seem very, very excited about it. The only way to make Twiins watch a movie is to say that it is shit. That certainly would pique my interest. I'd be like, well, what makes it so shit? I'm gonna say this again now, because I'm sure most of you weren't here earlier when the stream had just started, and I opted to speak into the void about it. But people from my apartment complex should be showing up at some point today to look at my apartment, which again, I think this happens too frequently, personally. I don't think it's normal to have people inspect your apartment as often as it seems our apartment gets inspected. But if that happens while I'm streaming, then I will just mute the mic and you all can entertain yourself until they go away. Because as always, they also give you like it's like 8 hours that they could show up at some point. So yeah, Nicolas Cage is now in Dead by Daylight. Fascinating. Like, is it just Nicolas Cage, or is he playing a character? I'm okay with both options. Like, I'm cool if it's like Nicolas Cage as the Green Goblin, but I'm also cool if it's just like Nicolas Cage is here and ready to make you dead by daylight. Vincent, what are you eating? What are you eating over there? Don't lick the floor. I can't stop you. Hang on. Let me throw some toilet paper at the cat. Stop. Stop misbehaving. I've got so many wires around me. Hang on. Let me go make sure my cat's not fucking eating poison or something over there. What do you do? Don't be weird. It's just the carpet. Don't be a weirdo. You little freak. No poison. Don't worry. Don't know what he's up to, but he's fine. Yeah. Back in business, baby. He's playing Nicolas Cage. Okay, oh well then great. It would have been hilarious if they made him a killer. His model has the looks for it. Oh, is he like a playable character? Like he's not one of the. Oh, I see. Like just like one of the people you can run around as and get chased by monsters. I see. I kind of forgot that was an option. Shia LaBeouf would also be hilarious. Because, and like, if they could incorporate, like, references to actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf, that'd be awesome. So yeah, no Wind Waker today, and it's just because I've got so much art I wanted to work on. I started this yesterday, and I was really liking how it was turning out, so I wanted to keep going. I'm also still working on Grim Magic, always, always. I've got like 3 outfits I want to make for myself. Because I'm a loon. How does everybody else color in your eyelashes? Do you use a fill bucket? Do you color them a color? Madoka Magica does it in a pretty fascinating way where they've got some real hatching going on. It really gives them a texture. However, it does kind of mean, personally, I sort of just end up looking at the eyelashes the entire time. Is it a good thing, bad thing? That's up to you to decide. Nice. Metal Gear 3 is getting a remake? Oh, yeah. People color eyelashes? I guess, in a way, sometimes. You know, like, some people will do, like, kind of a, more like a bluey kind of thing, you know? Kind of like that. It'll usually be just, like, a layer, so nothing too special. Yeah, Metal Gear. I'm excited about Metal Gear. That's one I'd like to play. I needed to be quiet to make sure the lips looked right. Okay. Yeah. I'd like to play Metal Gear 3. That's one that I've wanted to play anyway, and now that there's a remake coming around, seems like a perfect opportunity, if you ask me. Because I like Big Boss. Don't we all? Naked Snake. The best version of Snake. I can't say that with confidence. I haven't played any of the Metal Gears. I've watched Matthew Matosas' videos about them, though. Those are all good. Hang on. That cheek might be wrong. Oh yeah, actually a bonus little fun anecdote about Matthew Matosas' Metal Gear videos is that I was listening to them once when I was sick. I had become, like, I was ill, and I couldn't sleep, and so I was like, I know, I'll listen to that while I'm trying to fall asleep, because Matthew Matosas has a really, like, calm voice, and he's kind of helped lull me to sleep before. And so I was like, I'll go through the Metal Gear franchise, since that's long, you know, I can just kind of like put on a playlist, nothing to, and it's one I had listened to before, so it's not like I'd be like, oh, well, I'm having too much fun learning facts, you know, kind of a thing. And that was a great idea, except he kept playing the "you've been caught" swing noise as like transitions, and that kept waking me up. It didn't stop me. I didn't go, oh, I should change what I'm listening to. I just kept the Metal Gear going, and then kept getting woken up by swings. It's been a long time since I've watched Matthew Matosas. He doesn't make videos very often anymore, which is fine, but he makes good stuff. What is this oi losh you speak of? It genuinely, that long ass pause was me reading oi losh and being like, what could that word mean? Seems you all aren't in the heavily detailed eyelash crowd. That's fine. That's fine. It's a newer crowd for me, I'll admit it. I think going too hard with eyelashes can be distracting. But going too hard with anything in art can be distracting. So, I don't know, just have fun, I guess. Guys, you know what I want real bad? I want to be, like, an actual VTuber. I don't know, I just really got it into my head last night. It's like, man, I wish I could move. My PNG is swell and all. But it'd be neat if I could, like, you know, move around and stuff, actually. I looked up, I was like, maybe I can just do it myself. You know? I'm an artist. I'm a smart gal. I can probably do all that. Fuck no. Just looking at let alone the fact that I wasn't even smart enough to make something move when I've downloaded Live 2D before, which is what a lot of, VTuber rigging is done with. And I couldn't even make just something move, like, let alone a model. But even ignoring that, I was like, how do you layer all your art for it? And, like, my brain just doesn't work that way. I could, I'm sure, but fuck, it'd be so much work. It'd be a nightmare. And the thing is, I know it probably wouldn't even look all that good. Not because my art is bad, but just because it's a different way of, like, approaching art that, like, it would end up being all chunky and clunky and uggo. So, yeah, not an option, but it's very expensive to get a VTuber model and have it rigged. A lot of people don't do both. You usually have to, like, do one and the other, and, like, just rigging alone will be, like, a $3,000 commission. let alone also getting someone to do the art for you, because you're too much of a weenie puss and you don't want to learn how to break up your layers. So rough stuff. Hang on, let me blow my nose. I'll turn away from the mic though. Didn't know who Snake was, looked him up and was like, woo! I'm surprised you didn't know, even like from Smash, because he's in Smash. Snake is one of those ones that I really wish I was better at playing as. I'm really not. Up there with K. Rool in list of characters Twiins kind of sucks at. I don't know if we're gonna finish this picture today, by the way. We'll see. Oh, Vincent, you don't belong in there. Come on, get out of the box. Come on. Yeah. Vincent's in such a silly mood today. I blame the weather. As always, seemingly, it is threatening to rain. So, I think that's the problem. As a kid, I thought Snake was from Metal Slug and not Metal Gear. I get it. As a kid, you kind of just... Things are hard like that. I remember as a kid, I thought, I couldn't grasp that Frankie Muniz could play different characters. That's an actor. You all might know him better as... he's in Liar Liar. Is that what that's called? No, Big Fat Liar. The one where he turns the guy blue. And also he's in Totally Spies, or no, not Totally Spies. Spy Kid. Frankie Muniz as a spy. They're two totally different franchises, and I could recognize Frankie Muniz, the actor. But, like, I didn't really grasp that he was playing different characters. Even though the movie titles are totally different, I was just like, this is the same franchise. In one adventure, he turns the guy blue and lies a lot, and then in the next adventure, he is a spy and goes to London or whatever. So kids are kind of stupid. That's something to always remember, because, I like to watch like media reviewers, and a lot of that is people who review stuff for kids. So like, My Little Pony and other kind of kids cartoons. Not always, but it can be fun. And something you'll hear them say pretty often is it's like, just because it's for kids, like, kids aren't stupid. You still have to make something good, and that's true. But also, kids are kind of stupid. Like, you still have to make it a quality product just because it's a thing made for kids. But also, like, kids can be pretty dang dumb. You're being a menace. You know that? Now, Agent Cody Banks, that was the one. And yeah, he was in Malcolm in the Middle. I didn't like Malcolm in the Middle very much. I didn't like how mean-spirited it was, which I get that that's the point, but just not for me. Kids are ignorant, not stupid. I mean, I think they can be both, personally. That's alright. It's okay to be stupid as a kid, though, because you're just a kid. no one can expect kids to be little baby geniuses. If you do that, then who's the real fool, you know? You could perhaps draw just an extra frame of your VTuber PNG that comes up when you talk. Oh yeah, yeah. I've got Lillian was trying to help me with that. I just can't get it to work. Where at least like having a little bounce to my PNG. Um yeah, I couldn't get it to work, and even though Lillian was like, "Feel free to like message me if you need help." I was like, "Okay," but then I didn't want to be a bother. So but that's not what I want. Like I want to be like animated. I want to be an actual VTuber. I don't want to be a PNG tuber forever. So, yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out someday. And by figure it out, that really means pay for it. Why do you only want to be at your silliest behavior on days where I'm either streaming and or doing art? You gotta get your head in the game, Vincent. Boop, boop, boop. You're right. I think what they mean is kids aren't as stupid as adults think. Yes. And like, a big thing is like, if you're making a show, you know, you have to have the plot has to make sense, even if it's for kids. You know, you can't just have like a kind of meandering. Oh, look at the colors. Look at you know, effectively the same as keys jangling, and be like, who cares? It's just for kids. Like, you know, even if it's just for kids, you still have to write a plot. Have to have the characters make sense. So in that regard, yeah, 100%. But also, I think reviewers do have the tendency to forget how uh how lost kids can get when it comes to media at points. I.e., me not recognizing that Frankie Muniz is playing multiple different characters. Did you guys hear Vincent just then? That was him growling. He's playing with one of his toys. Little cute guy. I don't know why I opted for such a difficult like perspective here. Drawing characters lying down is hard and stupid, and I am also stupid. So it's just how it was in my head. I couldn't let myself ignore the idea. Besides, it wouldn't make sense if he was standing anyway. That's the thing about being an artist is you have to be willing to do things that are difficult. Today, Vincent marked on his calendar. Today is the day to act silly. Twins, are you framing a pillow prince? A pillow prince, is that like one of those? You mean like on a documakara? Is that what they're called? No. He could go on one though. Now that you mention it. This is gonna be for a music video. Airhead. That's all I have to say about that. I don't know if anyone would want to buy my Dakimakuras. I don't think my art's good enough for that. Also, I don't like own the rights to this character, so it's not my character. It's him. He's a new Tao that we're drawing. That's also not my art. That's his official art. I've got that one up for a reference. That'll be more important when we get to colors. That's probably good. Okay. Um, If I get quiet, it's just me thinking. As always. Whether it's art or video games, I have to get quiet to think. I don't have any fun little stories. I should have kind of done more interesting things with my weekend. So I so I could chit chat with you all. Oh, I'm thinking about being a stinky, smelly, giant hypocrite. I'm thinking about watching My Dress Up Darling, which is one that It's an anime, and it's one that I've gone on record being like, I'm sure it's great, but I don't want to see all the fan service. I want to get to watch a fun anime like that, where their relationship is written well, and the animation's really nice without it also being like, and here's her titties jiggling and other fan service. And then something happened, and I was like, you know what, I'm sure it's gonna be good though, so I should watch that. I think a big thing that helped was the fact that I was like, okay. But the fan service is kind of the point. Like, it's not just being like we're a wholesome kind of slice of life thing. And also with lots of fan service. Like, no. Like, it's like, we are, it might be ecchi. It might be straight up ecchi. But, like, it's like, the point of this is, she is very cute, and also, they are having a fun romantic little adventure in terms of writing. So, yeah, I think that helps. I'm still not, delighted. It'd be swell if the dude could get some fan service at some point ever in anything. But yeah, planning on watching that at some point. Hey Twins, do you watch Madoka? Oh, I like Madoka too. Yeah. I've talked about Madoka in a couple of videos now. I've mentioned it a handful of times. That's one of my favorite anime. You want to start watching it, but you don't know where to start? Watch Puella Magi Madoka Magica, like the anime. If you can, get the Blu-ray version, which is the version that you can find basically on any streaming platform. It's really hard to find the not Blu-ray version anymore because the company dealt with like 5 tragedies while making Madoka, so the animation was really wonky at points, but the Blu-ray version has helped fix some of that wonk. So yeah, watch that, and then if you are happy with that story, you stop. If you want to keep going, you can watch season 2, which is the one that Critter just like kind of talked about this recent May. But there's also some movies. You can watch all those. And that's kind of all up to you. The kind of nature of Madoka allows for a very easy start and stop kind of approach to the story. Which that sounds weird, and it's because I'm trying not to spoil anything. But yeah, if you want to keep going, you always can. The important thing is you need to watch Puella Magi Madoka Magica first. That is the only caveat to making sure you get the proper sort of Madoka experience. And there you go. That's how you watch Madoka Maguka. Step 2, have fun. Be warned, when I watched Madoka, I crashed through it all in one day because I was so gripped by the story. So, be aware that you might end up being like, I'm just gonna, watch an episode or two and then, do something else with my time. And you might end up just crashing through the whole thing in one day. Alright. There's our line art. But Twins, what about Rebellion? You can watch that next. You can if you want to. The only hard set rule is you have to start with the anime. You can have a show that's both sweet and have attractive people in semi-ecchi situations. Yeah, I think Oron's a pretty bad example. The fan service in Oron is very, very tame. It's not explicit in like any kind of way. But yeah, you can. It's just the thing is the ecchi part. It's always the girls getting the fans like the girls are always the ones that are like getting undressed and stuff. I'm fine with fan service. I'm just jealous that I never really get any as a straight lady. That's shading. That's also shading. There it is. All right, all right. I think I'll actually approach that later. So, let me mark that sketch layer. Okay, let's get some colors down. What you doing? Being silly? Isn't it nap time? What's The people are gonna show up later, Vincent, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh golly, I'm nervous," and then you'll just hide again. You little goofy goober. This will be fun because you guys didn't get to see me like do coloring last time because I just worked in black and white. So this will be neato. I don't think my dress-up drawing falls quite into ecchi, but it does get close. It's a blurry line, isn't it? You want something like Free more often? The anime with the guys swim club? I didn't watch Free. That's the thing. Things like Free and Yuri on Ice, things that are aimed at a quote unquote female gaze, like they all seem kind of bad. Like I'm sure Free is great. People seem to really like Free, and everyone really liked Yuri on Ice, but like they're just not for me. I don't know. I think yaoi bait is kind of just that's kind of where the show starts and stops. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like, what happens in this show? Oh, these two boys fall in love. Okay, but what happens in the show? Sometimes they do ice skating. All right. I don't know. I end up feeling like the writing ends up lacking a little bit. I don't know. They're always yaoi shows. How is it so difficult to have just a female character to go awooga at the boys? But that's all just me problems right there. Most things are me problems. What color is his eyes? They're green, aren't they? Yeah, yeah. Shit. You being silly? Silly little gumbo? Oh, fuck. I hate when that happens. Alright. Come on back down. There we go. Now let me color in this tear. Nice. See what you guys are saying? Have you seen Skate the Infinity? I haven't. Is it any good? I think Mother's Basement talked about it briefly. He did a pretty poor job selling it, but I think that was a me problem. Again, as it so often is. Because... Holy shit, Vincent. Because, he kind of sold it to his primary audience, which is straight fellas. So, he didn't really talk up any kind of fan service. Hang on. Let me go make sure Vincent didn't hurt himself. Or running around like a little goober. I'll be right back. What are you doing? Don't touch that. Not for you. He's fine. Just being a little silly. Alright, back into place. My setup's kind of complex to do art. I've got my art tablet on a pillow on my lap, which is like leaning on my table, which is why it takes me a second to like get reconfigured if I stand up. Hello, howdy, welcome. Skate's got some good boys. Yeah, but what happens? Do they just like skate? Do they just Tony Hawk pro skate around? Where? Where is it open? There, it's open. Nice. Alright, alright. Hoods are hard. Hoods will always be kind of hard. How do they go right? How do they do right? Hoods are easy if they're up. I can't believe I drew this. Golly. My art has improved. Hello, howdy. They Tony Hawk pro skate around like no one's business. Like, is there a bad guy? Are they pro skating against other skate boys? Is it to see who's the strongest skateman? Or what? Like, or are they just being like, ha ha ha, and then skating around? You know what's funny? Every time, if I make a video about anything, but especially anime, I'll get comments that are like, you should watch Thing. It's like I did my videos about like Ready Project and Kaiji and you always get people being like, you should play Thing, you should watch Thing, you should here's a recommendation basically. And I'm always like, I don't want a recommendation. I don't say that to them, that'd be rude. But yeah, that's just how it is. I'm always like, why do you feel the need to tell me what you like? I guess it's not the worst thing. It's just a fascinating thing. There's Cherry from Skate. I think you'll like him. Here, I'll Google him really quick. I'll do it on my phone. Yeah, there's a bad guy who skates good. Well, I mean, it's an easy to follow story. Skate. What's his name? Cherry? I don't know. I think you guys are pretty bad at gauging my husbandos, though. He's got pretty hair. Oh, wow, look at him. I saw the first picture is him just standing around. The second picture I saw was him like doing a skate move. All right, he's neat. I don't hate him. Seeing a guy in a full-on yukata like doing skate moves, that's a vibe right there. I will watch Skate. Congratulations. You guys have done it. Now let's have some fun. Okay. I want like that color. Alright. Guys, I've learned a new way to do blood. I like it a lot. Blood. I mean, it's just, ketchup. It's not blood. He's just a messy eater. He's gotten ketchup all over. Oh, golly. The humanity. How did you get your burger all over your face like this, guy? Come on. This is a different brush I'm using. It's the round mixing brush. More often than not, I'm basically always using the G pen. But I liked how this one does kind of a painterly kind of feel to it. See, look at that. I'm going real light and kind of build it up real good. Excellent. And now we'll just keep adding this ketchup to all the locations where ketchup needs to be applied. It's part of the plot of the song. Just curious, because I've never seen him before. Does this guy wear shirts? Oh yeah. This is him. He's just a voice bank guy. Yeah. I have opted to this he's doing a thing. Great question though. It's all just jam. Yeah. Man, he's really bad at eating. Has anyone ever pronounced blood as bull-ood as a kid, or is it just me? I like to pronounce blood as blued sometimes. It's just funny, isn't it? Pronouncing things wrong. Oh my gosh, the other day at work, one of the fellas was like, "Hey Twiins, where do you want this thing? It's a thing I need for work." And I wanted to say, "Up your butt and around the corner," as like a in jest. I could not say that though. Because I was at fucking work. So I did not say that. But boy howdy, I'm excited for when I do know these people well enough that I can say shit like that to them. Great. Yes. This is so good. Man, fucking... Oh, his pants are really dark. Hang on. Okay. That's right. There's a little bit up here. A little bit ketchup. I was gonna say, Deep Sea Prisoner Senpai would be so proud of me. That implies Deep Sea Prisoner knows who the fuck I am. And she does not. But I like her art a lot. So many people assume that I took inspiration from Ruby to some degree for Grim Magic. But really, I took significantly more inspiration from Deep Sea Prisoner than I ever have from Ruby for any of my comics. And if you look up her art, you can really see that. Oh, Vincent, stop being so silly. Yeah, you're being silly. I hear ya. Getting up to mischief and shit. Like a little ne'er-do-well. Who gets into bed when your socks have this much ketchup on them? Making a mess. This will be a nightmare to clean up. Alright. Nice. Oh, wait. Missed a spot. Hang on. Vincent, you can only speak up if the people are coming to inspect the apartment, okay? Hell yeah. Cats are born to be silly. They really are. Either silly or napping. No in between. Twins just want shit talking to be a term of endearment. It's really true. Are Vincent and Pippin getting along well? They are getting along pretty well. Yeah, yeah. Which, thank goodness. I was really worried that it would take longer. Uh, Vincent is being real good. They played earlier, which is good. They do really love play fighting, which makes me a little bit nervous, just because I'm like, don't hurt each other. But they're fine. Vincent, it's a window. You've lived here long enough to know that you can't go out that. Yeah, you can't. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, but it's true. We're adding dimension to the ketchup. In case you were wondering. Oh, save. I should save. Okay. Don't think I've saved it all so far. Who gets into bed with socks on? I do when it's cold. I only do that when, if I'm sick. I used to. There was a time in the old apartment where I was freezing to death, and so I was wearing socks to bed at that point. But then, like, something happened, and I couldn't sleep anymore. Like, I was normal for like a week, and then suddenly my body rejected the concept of socks in bed, and like it was impossible for me to sleep if I was wearing socks. So yeah. Got it. This is your PSA. You gotta be careful. Eating your burgers and sandwiches. Don't want to get ketchup all over you like this. It'd be really awkward if the apartment people showed up now. I guess I could always just change what's on screen. I could always just go to my reference image here. Whatever. Excellent. Twins, what are you good at drawing? Blood? Okay. Cool. That's great. Oh, I forgot his hands up here. Now, let's see what you guys are saying. Hello, welcome, first time chatter. Don't worry about the art. It's not blood, it's ketchup. Pretend I winked just there. Thank you. I appreciate it. Fear? Is it pronounced fear? Wait, that's blood? No, no, Messiah. It's just ketchup. Fier. Fier. Okay, alright. Oh, how fancy. Kind of like Pierre. Like the, like a British name. Thank you. Thank you for the follow and everything. Hang on. I want my color back. Okay, great. Now I can kind of see what I'm doing again. All right. Just gives it so much dimension when you have this much ketchup on all over your hands, you know? Yeah. If you hear me talking to nobody in particular. It's my cat. You might even be able to hear him today. He's in such a squiggly wiggly mood. And deep ketchup. Ignoring the. Oh, I guess you guys can't see my layers. Yeah, I was gonna say ignoring the fact that I named it deep blood. Oops, not that brush. Okay, kind of just come in with more of a confident red. Excellent. Perfect. Just like me. Twins just sort of abandoned that sentence. Oh yeah, to the point that I don't even know what sentence I was saying. But horror is fun, to be honest, but I can't hang it up on the wall because people will think I'm weird. You could just accept that people will think you're weird. You know. Also, how many friends are you having over, really? That's not to say that you are definitely have no friends ever visiting in that, but if your friends can't accept the fact that you like illustrating or looking at illustrations of body horror, then they're not real friends. Alright, save. Let's save. Oh, good, I did. Okay. My parents live here. I see. Yeah, I guess that is kind of a problem. Listen, don't call me out. You could if you weren't a coward, exactly. I'm actually gonna have one more kind of deeper blood layer. Or special ketchup. Twins, are we gonna put the most amount of effort into the ketchup? Yes. Yes, we are. Twins, is the ketchup even gonna be all that visible? At the end of the day, I do not know. So, get over it. Sorry, I was thinking. What? What ghosts are you seeing today, Vincent, that has you so wound up? Excellent. Okay. Shit. Not a real artist unless you're gassing yourself up, being like, yes, amazing. Man, I can taste it practically, you know what I'm saying? Not in a weird way. Kinda. There we go. Excellent. Cool. Now we can get to the more difficult step of shading. Let's see what you guys are saying. I got to hang up my guillotine piece, and even that was pushing the line. That is a pretty unique one. Speaking of ketchup, do any of you remember the Heinz Easy Squirt ketchup that was purple and green? That sounds awful. I don't remember that, Messiah. That sounds terrible. Was it just colored, or like was there a point to that? Alright, let's get rid of all the ketchup layers so that we're not too distracted by them. Actually, no, we're just gonna keep them around. Okay, let's shade. Let me get my sketched shading layer kind of in. So I can see what I'm doing. I've got two of them as well, because I'm an idiot. Alright, so this is kind of what we're vibing with, but it's gonna look better than this, so great. Vincent, that's your own reflection. That's not another cat. Don't worry about it. So that's not what we have going on, but that's what I want. This picture's ended up so loose. Really loosey-goosey the way I approached kind of doing it. Again, this is actually a pretty different system. I don't usually have a sketch, like, of the shading I'm gonna do. But something just kind of happened this time. And that's what I got. Which is why I'm so kind of like, what do I want to do with the shading? I'm kind of just going forward with what I normally do right now, but yeah, it's because it's just I don't usually approach it this way. So I'm just thinking out loud. Always thinking out loud. Because otherwise I'd just be quiet and that'd be boring. I like to watch so many artists on Twitch. And so often they'll be pretty quiet, and like I get it, it's because they're thinking. I get quiet too, but there's also a part of me that's like, this is a little bit boring. I wish you would kind of talk about your thoughts while you're doing all that thinking. However, I'd much rather have the quiet artist who doesn't speak up all that often over an art stream where they end up just kind of chit-chatting a lot. That's also fun and fine. Nothing wrong with that inherently or anything. But the problem is that I'll be watching and I'm like, please draw. I want to see how you do your cool good art. Let's check in with you guys. Yeah, it was like just like purple or green. I think it was released in the early 2000s. The commercials were insane too. No, that is. I do not remember this awful, awful ketchup. I'm gonna say good. My life is better for not having it in it. I don't really use multiply with your art. I just do saturate the color and make it a little bit more blue. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes I use the multiply layer. Sometimes I don't. A big factor is if there's like a pattern. Because doing patterns without the multiply tool is like the least fun thing on planet Earth. But it is what it is. There's no wrong way to do art. You'll hear me say that over and over and over again. It's like my catchphrase. It's like that and don't touch me. The lighting's gonna also change at some point. We're not gonna stay in like this clean lighting for the whole process. Eventually I'm gonna kind of turn everything into nighttime. So just gotta trust the process. Just gotta believe in ourselves. And make sure we stay in the groove. The art groove. Shading furs is simultaneously fun and challenging. Because hair, like, fur and hair, it, like, it interacts with light in silly little ways, you know? That's another thing. I like to watch, kind of speed paints sometimes as well, of artists I like. And first of all, they always go on for so much longer than I expect. I'm always like, this piece is done, and then they're like only a third of the way through, and I tend to watch speed paints of like really paint like painterly styles. So of course my more kind of comic driven art style is I operate just quicker than them, which is fine. It's normal. I'm always just so like, how are you still rendering? That's the thing. I'm always so impressed. But uh, boy howdy, I was saying something. I was really going somewhere with that sentence. And it wasn't just how long they go for. Oh, fur! That's it. Yeah, and fur especially. You'll see them be like rendering fur out, and they'll just do it for like ever and ever, and it'll be like it's worth it, you know. At the end of the day, you know, they finish and it's like that's the most petable looking fur I've ever seen in my life, but but it's just so like time consuming. Hair almost always takes the longest with at least the artists I like to follow. There we go. There we go. Now we're thinking with portals. His face is going to be kind of complex. It's the most important part, isn't it? So it makes sense that it's complex. I guess I'll take a second to check in with you guys. What are you all saying? Didn't someone make a sauce that was federally unsafe? Yeah, the pink sauce. Yeah. It was like not refrigerated, even though it contained dairy product. It ended up getting to people, like, and it had gone bad. A lot of them exploded. They were all different colors. Yeah. Big oof. And that's the thing. She got her minute in the spotlight. And I think genuinely, rather than being like, I'm gonna sell pink sauce, if she had just kind of been like, this is what's in the pink sauce, and now follow me for more flamin' hot, food tips. You know, I think she could have done much better, financially and emotionally. Whatever. Everyone wants to be, you know, a business savvy these days. That's the current hotness. Everyone wants to be a crypto bro or something. As always, here's the friendly PSA to not get into crypto. It's bad. It's bad for every single person involved. Just don't do it. Ugh, hang on. Is his eye gray? Hang on. Let me. Yeah, how did that happen? I don't want that. Oh, I want his eye to be white. What's happening? Oh, it's my sketch layer. I see. Okay. Never mind. We're alright. Back to my shading. Oh, fuck. What's my color? I want this to be cleaned up quite a bit too. I don't want his iris to be shaded like that. Alright. Great. Alright, alright, alright. She didn't know what the F stood for FDA. Like, girl, at least Google it, honey. Twins telling you continue to put your money in banks because that's never been a problem. It's certainly better than getting into crypto. I'll die on this hill. On the all my homies hate crypto hill. Sorry, I was focusing. Okay, okay. Back to the hair. Bigger brush. Yeah. Just want to be kind of loosey-goosey. Listen, my art never looks all that refined anyway. Keeping things loosey-goosey is probably the smart choice. I am really jealous of people with a more painterly art style. I think it's always really pretty and it looks really professional. I can't. I try. I've tried. And my brain just doesn't work that way. If I try to render things, it all ends up being like really foggy. It looks amateurish, and of course, you know, practice. Practice would help a lot, but it's just rough. And sometimes you have to accept that not every kind of art style has to be for you. You can't expect yourself to be able to emulate every style on planet Earth. So don't. Just don't expect. Just stop it. Stop. Get some help. The comic is still on page 2. Hey! That's 2 more pages than a lot of people finish, isn't it? Twins brain, I'll work how I want to work. I think that it's an important step to be able to kind of see it in your mind's eye first. At least, personally. There have absolutely been times when, like, doing art, like, I've stopped to be like, wait, hang on, I need to think about how I see it when I imagine it, and like you have to break down all the details and such. So, but not everyone works that way. Sounds hard for those people. If you can't kind of just visualize what it is you're thinking about doing. Like, I don't know how you do art. I'm sure you can. It's just so against how I am able to do it. That's my another pro tip there. When I was in college, you have to go outside your comfort zone a lot to do art. You know, you have to be like, oh, time to do sculpture, and it's like, well, I'm not good with clay, or you know, stuff like that. And a good way that I got around not being all that good at art is not being all that good at art is that I instead would just prioritize giving myself ludicrously difficult tasks. Like there was one where it was in ceramics and you had to do multiples of something. Like that was the goal. Um, the primary of which was to teach you how to like make molds, but that sounded hard and I didn't want to do that. So I instead opted to by hand make like 190 something little eyeballs. And they were really tiny, so I wouldn't need a mold. You know, just kind of, making kind of just small little eyes. And because I had given myself such a ludicrously like large amount of things to make, then everyone was just like, "Wow, I'm impressed. You made like fucking 200 of these things." And ignored the fact that they were just crappy looking little eyeballs. So that's my tip. Just give yourself, just make things way harder on yourself. Nice, nice, nice. I'm not as concerned about making the shading pretty on the legs and stuff. I'm not even sure if those will make it into the music video. Take a second to zoom out. Oh, hang on. What's going on with the titties here? Oh, I see. That's my rough sketch layer being kind of loosey-goosey. Hang on, they're so loosey-goosey, I'm like getting lost. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. That's probably good. Alright. Yeah, let's see what you guys are saying. Twiins' greatest enemy, over ambition. Are you okay with links in chat? Yeah, a link can be alright. Just don't flood a bunch of links. Don't be like, here's another thing I did, and here's another thing I did, and here's another thing I did. But yeah, feel free to share. Can't hurt. Me trying to emulate realism. Realism's so hard. How do you even just take a photo? Fun fact about it. About Picasso. You've all seen Picasso's art and his like cubism. That's what he's known for. His like kind of really kind of messy sort of look to his art. He can, well, could. He's dead now, but he was very much able to paint realistically. He could paint realism. The thing is, when he was alive, the camera was invented. And he was like, well, then what the fuck is the point? Why should I waste a bunch of time painting this when I could just point a camera and click and boom, it's right there. Who cares? And so he wanted to explore different art styles, and he really latched onto his cubism stuff. So now you know, Picasso, if you look at Picasso stuff and you go, boy, that sucks. Personally, I kind of agree. I'm not a huge Picasso fan. But that's why. It's because he actively chose to do that. I've got another shading layer down here somewhere. I think it's this. A difficult to see one. Oh, it's because it was invisible. Alright. I see! I see what I'm doing here. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of that one, so then I can kind of see what I'm doing. As we're adding finer details. Picasso was a genius, but yeah, his art is kind of bad. Realism is a great way to learn stuff, like how light and shadows bounce off things, but I prefer to draw stylized when I'm not practicing. I agree. But yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Like, you have, despite how much I don't like doing realism, personally, you have to. You have to know how to do it to a degree, at least. So that you can make things clear. Because few things, as an artist, is more annoying than having someone look at your art and go, is this blank, and it's not. And yeah, I just have to be like, yeah. So yeah, learning how to render realistically is valuable. But at least with people, I just can't. They just don't look right. They never have, they never will. Also, realism takes forever. It's boring. But that's just a me problem right there. It's a lot of me problems today. We're being a lot more kind of loosey goosey with this deeper shadow layer. Lean into what makes your art unique, I say. Because, you know, normies will always be like, oh my gosh, look at this image. Someone made a photorealistic picture of Iron Man using charcoal. It looks just like the real thing. This might as well be a photograph. And normies will be like, that's so impressive. And it is impressive. You know, it's not poorly done art. But personally, I know that artists can see value in things that aren't just photorealistic charcoal illustrations of Iron Man. You know, artists can recognize the level of effort and talent that goes into even stylized images. So, yeah, don't be afraid to. Don't sit there and think people will only care if I can make something look like a photograph. People will, but that's not the only way people will care. People will care. They just need to know better. And that almost feels nicer when the people who recognize your talent are people who are educated in the craft. Because also, like, what feels better? Um, your friend Todd being like, "Yo, this macaroni is really tasty." Hey, that's nice. Thank you, Todd. Or Gordon Ramsay being like, "This is amazing macaroni." Well, Gordon is he knows what he's talking about. And so, while it's nice to have your friend validate your interests, having somebody who you respect validate your interests, it just feels a little bit nicer. But also, that being said, let's not ignore Todd. Todd, our friend. Support your friends even if you're not Gordon Ramsay telling him that his macaroni is good. There's a lot of layers to this slab of advice that I've offered to you all. It's because I kind of got distracted thinking about how to approach the shadows here. Let's check in with you guys. Twins sitting on the recovery couch while we take notes. I got 99 problems and I'm 99 of them. Absolutely, go ahead. Feel free to draw. Draw while you go. Absolutely. That's the fun part. I mentioned this last time as well. But a fun fact is that illustrating with others kind of bolsters creativity. You are more likely to make better art, in air quotes. Then that's always subjective, and this isn't a guarantee. But if you're drawing with friends, you all kind of facilitate each other, and it's good to draw with your friends. You often will create things you are more happy with. And like, listen, I wouldn't say we're friends. I just met you, Fier. But I can be an art friend for you, in a world where you may not have somebody else available right now. Also, I super get it, because, like, sometimes if I'm watching somebody do art, I'll be like, man, I wanna do that now. So, It's like seeing somebody play a video game, and it's like, I was so content to just go play, like, Monster Hunter. But then you idiot, you had to go play Skyrim in front of me, and now I'm thinking about playing Skyrim. Yeah, there's a lot going on up here. The hands kind of required an extra level of thought. And I can get the kind of wrinkles while I'm here as well. Looking like an awful lot happening. Looking real sloppy ploppy. That's the other thing. You gotta kind of gauge yourself. How much is too much? When should you stop? When should you keep going? There are no absolutes in art. That's what makes it fucking hard. But worth it. Because being able to sit there and go, I drew that. And I'm so happy with the thing I drew. Like, that's great, man. And it does take a long time, but that's what helps make it feel so worth it. Is that you didn't have to grow. And you got to see your improvement, you know, where you did start out being like, man, I just drew stick figures, this sucks. And now look at where you are. You were able to draw a whole hot boy on a bed. A whole hot boy on a bed covered in so much ketchup. You played a video game and you made me want to play it too. How dare you, you jerk, exactly. Twiins' recent Wind Waker shenanigans have made me wish Nintendo would just port the Wii U release of Wind Waker to Switch, though. I wish they would just port the GameCube version. What have you missed? Oh, hello, welcome, Excalibur. Drawing a hot boy. He's got ketchup on him. It's definitely not blood. It's ketchup. The Kylo Ren more meme. I'm just drawing what you're drawing. Lol, hope that's okay. Okay, interesting. Feel free. I don't think you shouldn't be able to trace it. So, yeah, that's fine. I sure hope that the end goal isn't going to be you posting it on Twitter and being like, "Look at how much better I drew this than Twiins. I'm I, I'm cooler and smarter than she is in every way." You know. Is that a rational fear? No. But I've never once claimed to be a particularly rational person. And I've got, like, a whole Katamari Damacy in my eye. Okay. I don't condone tracing unless you're little. Copying can be a valuable learning tool, though. Oh, I forgot to color in his jacket there. I'll handle that later. And then maybe eventually I'll get this fucking planet out of my eye. But yeah. I guess tracing can be. The only instance where I think tracing is fine is if, like, you look at a picture, like, let's pretend I wanted to study how they drew Roseton here. Like, I really liked their face. And so, and it was like their proportions. If I, downloaded Roseton here, and I kind of figured out where his head would be, and kind of where his proportions lie, and then, or like, going in and being like, how did they draw this nose? Oh, I see. How'd they draw this mouth? Oh, I see. That's alright, but as always, and this should go without saying, don't post traced art online. Even if you're like, I was just studying, here's my version of thing. You know, okay, well, you traced it. So, even a copied thing, like if I were to one, you know, just like redraw Raseton, that's even better than just going over somebody else's line art and then being like, here's my version. Because no, it's not your version. But, also, I think people need to recognize level of talent. Or skill. Skill, rather. Amateur artists are going to make more mistakes. And which can include things like, I just wanted to post this because I was proud of it, even though it was traced art. Like, you can't go hard in on somebody who's still learning. It's just not okay. Because what you do then, you're not teaching them anything. Other than by sharing their work, they got berated and yelled at and made fun of. And so, you know what that teaches them? Not to do art again. So, you know. If it's like an established artist or something like that being like, yo, here's a picture, and it's like, you clearly traced this, then yeah, be like, hey, you clearly traced this, and that's not okay. But if it's just a kid on Twitter, no reason to send out the pitchforks. Just be like, hey man, that's really cool. However, you really shouldn't be posting traced art like this in the future. Keep up the good work though, you know. Gotta use kid gloves sometimes. Hang on, this part looks terrible and awful. It's like I've never drawn before. Okay. Yeah, hang on. I'm erasing some things. Okay. Well, there we go. Look at all that dimension. Wow, he's really coming out at you. I need water. I'm not. Don't worry. Excellent. Cool. Yeah. Feel free to tweet it at me. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Twiins Inc. I think there's a link to it in my About section. Yeah, Twiins the Rational Inc. Twiins becoming an established artist. Yo, here's a picture. Okay, great. We've made so much progress. This is where things are gonna get fucking spicy. Oh, hang on. Let me erase one more thing. Yes. What is this layer? Okay, that can stay like that. Oh, yeah, and I want... Yeah. Okay, yeah. This looks great. This is where things start to get complex. Alright, let's shade the bed. I'm gonna do it in a weird way. I want it to look soft. Okay, great. Great and cool. And now we're going to kind of go in with a bigger brush. Do this. I'm keeping all this kind of room around him, by the way, because it will... I'm going to be using this for a music video, and this gives me plenty of space to put lyrics. So otherwise I would have been kind of culling in the edges quite a bit more. Alright. Ain't that a bed right there? Add, like, a little bit more kind of... At the deepest levels. So he's really sinking in. Okay, great. That's another step down. Is it okay to say this reminds me of one of those Dakimakura body pillows? Yeah, absolutely. It's been, you guys have said it before earlier in chat. Yeah, that's what happens when you draw somebody lying down like this, isn't it? I could definitely say tracing can help. Before I started drawing my own shit, I traced some Ruby art. Yeah, it can help if you're learning, but you also will learn the most by then. You'll learn more by copying rather than tracing. So tracing can be a learning tool, but then take what you learned from that and instead emulate what it was you wanted to trace. So see if you can do it again without having the layer underneath. You know what I'm saying? Twiins just wanted an audience while she created her own doggy. Okay. Time for another difficult step. Because I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. Alright, now that I've turned everything blue. Multiply? Yes. Okay. And then we'll kind of lower that saturation. Okay. And now things are going to get spicy. I've got my eraser here. I've lowered the hardness and the brush density a lot, and I've made the anti-aliasing quite blurry. Because what we're going to do is hopefully this will work. We're going to cut through the darkness. Yes. I want the brush density to be really low to avoid a kind of streaky look. Y'all see what I'm stepping in here? This is why I didn't mind being pretty loosey-goosey with the shading, because things are getting different. Kind of trying to be aware of where shadows would still lie. His pants being black means we'll never really get to be able to see what's going on with them all that well. Okay, that's great. And now we're going to kind of go in with the bed stuff as well. Just gotta trust the process. Gotta believe in yourself. No, not that last piece. Okay, great. And now... Alright. And that's just like with a really low brush density, kind of all over to kind of help smooth some things out. Okay. How do we feel about that, fam? Does that look good? I think it's looking pretty alright. And now we can make it really deep, but I don't want it to be too deep there. We could also have it be basically off. And this is... Ain't that fun? Ain't that fun? So fun, I fucking said it twice, like a jackass. And now, theoretically, I could also go in and do, like, highlights like that. That doesn't look terrible, if I do say so myself. We're actually gonna do something... Or is that how I just want to do it? No. Wait. I'm thinking. I do like that. Okay, okay. And we'll add some rim lighting. I think that'll help make them look nice and good. Got quiet because I was thinking again. Sorry. What are you all up to? Make him cry. He's crying. You see? See this bright little tear there? You idiot. Of course I made him cry. Link to your portfolio? But where? Give him those Ghibli tears. Yo, Ghibli? Nobody draws fatter tears than Studio Ghibli. In chat earlier, I see. I do not see it. Alright, cool. Here, let me... Groovy. I'll take a look at that later. Adios, Nep. Have fun. Drink your water, eat your vegetables. Alright, cool. Hang on. Kind of... Gotta get that light bouncing off your knees. And then down here it doesn't matter too much. Alright. Well, this is swell. I think I've done a great job. Okay, final thing to add here is going to be... I want to see if I can add flower petals. That shouldn't be too hard. Watch this be the thing that I lose all of my marbles doing. Here's the tip. Flower petals are just loosey-goosey circles. Hang on, this one's terrible. Okay. I'll make it better. Alright, there we go. Is that too many flower petals? Are they too small? Do I want them to be bigger? I think we're okay. Do I like these flower petals? No, I don't. No, I did not like them. Let me try one of the preset flower petal brushes, though, really quick. I never use these. They're kind of floating in the wind, so I don't know if it'll, really be what I want. Hey, that's not bad. Hang on, hang on. Make the brush size bigger. Nice! There we go. That's what we're talking about. Let me move that on down. We've lost them. We've lost them in the darkness, but that's okay. We can make them brighter. Does this mysterious hot boy have a name? He does. This is Raseton. He is an Utao. So yeah, that's one of the free Vocaloid boys. Ah, shit, that's the wrong thing. Okay. We're good, we're good. Cool, so let's, make these bad boys stand out a little bit better. Or should I just keep them on top of the... Oops. Like, on the top layer? Would that be easier? Yes, it would be. Alright, time for layer shuffling. Everyone's favorite part about being an artist. I do like that. I do. I'm gonna add some shading underneath them, and we're gonna get rid of some of the petals here. But, like, I don't want this one over him. Yeah, that's great. Cool. Let's add... I think there's an easy way I can add shading as well. I don't have to, like, do it all by hand. We're going to select this half. We're gonna copy. Gonna paste. Then we're gonna select our new layer here. And they're right underneath the petals we already have. So I'm just gonna go over like everything in a dark color. And scoot it over. Just a little, just a smidgen. And there you go. There's some shading on some petals there. Oh, looks like I missed one. That's okay. We'll just delete that. There we go. And now we can do the other side. Oh, let me delete that layer so I don't get lost in it. There's my petals. Control C. Control V. Layer, select. Color them all in. Let me zoom in again. And scoot that layer over a little bit. What do I have the other one at? 68? Then we will do the same thing. 68. Da-da-da-da! Easy shading for lots of little things. Yeah, that's the kind of flaming hot art tips you get when you tune into a Twiins Inc. art stream. I see you're also a fan of Vocaloid culture. I am. If you check out my YouTube, Fier, I've got a good handful of videos about Project Sekai, which I'm sure you can enjoy. Also, patrons, I've been making covers, which is like what this is for, and patrons get access to all of them right away when I finish them. I am slowly but surely sending them out towards the public as well. I've got just one of the covers. Actually, that one's a remix. Available for everyone to listen to as well. So yeah, you can find lots of fun Vocaloid stuff to interact with if you check out my YouTubes and things. Oh fuck! I keep opening the wrong thing. All right, wow. I think I'm done, fam. This turned out great. I'm really happy with this. Look at him. Wow-wee. It's like I'm a real artist or something. Oh, here, let me do one final thing. Let me fuck it up in one special way. Hang on. Let's see if I like this. I did like that. Okay, I don't want to overdo it. Okay. Great. Oh, hang on. One more thing I want to do. His collarbone is a little messy over here. So let me find all of my sketch layers. Or my shading layers. That's it. That's the one. Alright. Swell. Give him one more kind of look over. I think this is great. This is a real 10 out of 10 product we've made here today. Look at that. Yay! Wahoo! Well, perfect. We did it. We finished the art. It only took a little bit under 2 hours. Hell yeah. Twiins, a real 10 out of 10 product, Inc. A bit of a shorter stream. I genuinely thought this might take way longer to do. But that's alright. That's because since I still have the fucking apartment people coming in at some point in the next like fucking 7 hours, it might be better for a slightly shorter stream today. It's just so that they don't interrupt stream, which is something I was worried about. Press the wrong emotes. You've certainly presented a story over there. The apartment people. Yeah, I don't know, they're inspecting or some shit. I guess while I'm here, I'll take a peekity-doo at Fier's little portfolio that they sent our way. Cute stuff. Nice colors. So yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it today. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching me draw a hot boy covered in ketchup. There's a part of me that's like, should I post this on Twitter? But I don't know. I don't know. I guess it can't hurt. Yeah. I'm an artist. I should be posting my art on Twitter more often. Yeah, I will. I will do it. And then I'll probably retweet it once I finish making the music video. And I send that to the patrons. I can be like, by the way, this is the art for this video, patrons get to listen to. Ooh, wow. Apartment people show up and chat types out weird shit. What would be weirder? Whatever you guys could say, or them seeing a bleeding boy with flower petals. Ah, fuck, I keep opening the wrong thing. Alright, so yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I've got lots of other things I can work on, so that's all fine. I'll see y'all next time. I'm glad Vincent finally calmed down. Nah, we'll use TTS and get Doug to say it. That'd be pretty hilarious. All right, yeah. Adios. I'll see you. I'll see you next time. I'm not sure what we're doing next time, but I will see you there. Have fun. Drink your vegetables. Eat your water. Adios. I can't keep saying goodbye. I need to just stop the stream. Goodbye.